Yes. Just thinking about Thrivent and Aid Association for Lutherans, right? I emailed the state legislature about not enforcing the RCWs before issuing court orders, and nobody wanted to do anything. Then I emailed sheriffs in counties throughout the United States, and your whole thought was, well, if he doesn't email any more email addresses, we've obstructed his communications to law enforcement. Ooh. Now, exactly when is it that you're going to enforce the actual laws of the United States? There seems to be some big question about what rights does the respondent have? Yes. And in your minds, well, we're protecting the women and children, but you're not protecting the actual clients that I had. Oh, you're protecting who? Are you really protecting children when you don't protect the due process rights of the father? Now, this concept of the father is kind of a difficult concept for those that are in judiciaries. I had once said that you thought you were my wife's husband and my son's father. Ooch. As if the state and the United States does know best. Father knows best. Ooch. As if this were a show. But in the real life, yes, when you issue court orders without any actual notice to myself, and you make up bullshit excuses that you don't know where I'm at, you don't know how to get a hold of me, you serve me in the Sequim Public Library, you give out the private information of those that are named as parties in court cases. Now, I know you just can't admit wrongdoing, and there's no possible way that you'll allow me the use of the judicial system of the United States. But a lot of those in the financial services industry, those that work for brokerages, yes, those that own brokerages, I had read someplace that there's approximately 600,000 registered representatives, and then there's like 50,000 Series 24 principals. When you get that 24, yes, it teaches you a lot about how you have to have backups and you have to have your client files under lock and key, and you just cannot violate the privacy of those that trust you with their finances as investments. But more importantly, they trust you with their social security number, their personal identification. Ow. And you just won't do what the law says. You wanted to make up bullshit stories about me being crazy for not understanding that being a principal, right, means that I did understand the law. Now, when we look through the registered representatives, SEC, FINRA, NFA, why don't you get me the ownership of every brokerage in the United States for the last 40 years? Ooch! I know it's the IARD if you have more than $25 million under assets. Pooch! And then there's this question of fees. Yes. See, when you don't have any money, right, you're living on credit cards, and I gave you a copy of that credit report. Yes. Where you're going through a credit crisis, right, you're supporting your family so that they don't feel any of the difficulties of not being able to place trades because the 10-year treasury was going up and down from 2007 to 2009. It was somewhat of an anomaly. Yes, yes, yes. There's this big question of issuing dissolutions of marriage where my wife said that I made all the financial decisions. Well, I made the decisions of my business, but I didn't make all the financial decisions of our family. Now you decide to stick me with $180,000 without me getting notice of dissolution of marriage hearings, Judge Rohrer. See, at that time in 2012, when you arrested me and served me at the same time, yes, and everybody thought, well, we'll just say he's crazy. He has no idea of the legal ramifications for what you're doing as a court. But I do. Pooch. I had an LLC, yes. I had an S corp. I was registered, yes, with FINRA, yes, and the NFA, yes. And then I was licensed to sell insurance. Now, when you think of the number of fucking documents, it seems that the court knows best.